I watched Rounders again last night. Not because I've been playing poker a lot or anything. This is just on. I was at my cousin's house and we just put it on. It came up on Netflix randomly. So I first saw the movie back when Moneymaker won the main, like in high school, and I loved it. And then, as some of my friends know, I studied film, and I ended up not liking it because there's problems with the writing towards the end of the movie and whatnot. But then I recently watched it again, not yesterday, but before that, and I ended up loving it. I think the direction is great. It's got this Norrish feel. The soundtrack is jazz, and it it is a good movie. But despite its problems, it's a great movie. And of course, it comes on last night after before I started running bad. But it made me think again, like about like why I'm playing poker and whatnot. For those of you who don't know, it's Rounders is about just a normal poker player. It's not about Phil Hellmuth or some crazy gambler from Asia or something. The guy Mike McDermott, the guy Matt Damon plays, he's just like a lot like every other grinder. And he's going to law school at the time, and he just seems to not be able to like just just do law. It brings up this idea that I think like every person who truly truly loves poker deep down, like really loves it, like me. I mean, there's times I hate it, like everyone else that plays hundreds of hours. Um, to the outsider, it just looks straight up stupid to want to play poker instead of go to law school, become a lawyer. One of the most prestigious jobs in our societies to pursue law and be a lawyer. Um, you know, to the outsider, it just looks stupid. Are you going to be a professional gambler? Why not be a lawyer? It's a great job. You could be a judge. You could parlay the law degree into, almost infinite amount of job prospects in the future. you could What can you do with poker besides just be a professional gambler the whole time? That's not the point. The point is this guy Mike McDermott, I think his name is in the movie. He's a true grinder. It's all we want to do. My life couldn't exist without poker. Anyways, the movie's great. If you haven't somehow seen it and you're watching my videos, which is basically a paradox, you should see it. It's great. So last night I ran really bad and I lost about 400 bucks. Um, I lost three buy-ins at 100 NL and then two at 50. That's a lot for me at least. 100 NL has just not been going my way. It's really annoying. I've gotten two or three straights. I flopped two or three straights and then lost nut straights. I think three times at 100 NL. One was the first session I ever played at 100 NL and lost a full stack after getting it in good. I almost never get it in bad, like all in on this site. Um, then I misplayed a hand with pocket queens where I three barreled and then called a raise. Guy had a set. The flop was like seven high. He had like a set of fives. I probably misplayed it a little bit. Uh, my aces got cracked pre for 100 big blinds. Um, and a set got cracked by a straight when we got it in on the turn. And then I probably played bad. Had a full ace queen to four bets multiple times. And then the one hand that ended my night was when I got it in. I've been folding these premiums like ace queen pre. Like three times I had a fold to a four bet. So finally I get ace king suited on the button. I went back down to 50 NL. And guy four bets me after a three bet. I'm thinking, I'm on the button. the meta game kind of calls for a wide button range. I have Ace King suited. There's another guy in the hand that was already all in for like 30 big blinds, and what am I gonna do? Flat a 4 bet with Ace King. We had like 50 blinds behind still, but he did. So the pot would have been, the effective stacks was probably like 85, 90 big blinds. It wasn't full 100. What's the difference? I have Ace King blocker. I have Ace King suited. Like, how am I supposed to fold this? He's under the gun. I 3 bet him on the button. The dynamics just like call for like me to like stack off, which I did. He had pocket aces and I got stacked. I was like, this is just terrible. Like, I was just at 1,000. I made that video like bragging about running up to 1,000, and then I get up to almost 1,400. I take 100 off because I need money in real life. I need money to actually do shit in real life, which sucks because I'm playing such low stakes that $100 is 2 buy-ins. Like when I was playing 1-3 for a few years ago, $100 like that's a third of 1 buy-in, and it's not 2 full buy-ins. It's just tough. My goal is to get like 2.5K and take a shot at 1-3 live, which is so soft. It really like it really makes me question like why I'm even like trying to go up to 100 NL. The game is way tougher than 50 NL. 50 NL is just like the softest shit of all time. It reminds me a lot of 1-3 live. But the thing is, I think about like the hands that I've played at 100 NL. I mean, some hands have been crazy. Like one was like this guy like open shipped 100 big blinds with 10-7 off. I had pocket aces and I snapped obviously and I got a stack. I mean, that shit's still gonna happen at 100 NL, but the game is just way tougher than 50 NL. Like at least like 5 times tougher if I had to like pull a random number out of my ass. Uh, but I think about like, oh, maybe I'm not fit enough to play 100L, and I think about all these hands that it's just like so much run bad, like so much run bad at 100L. I can't get a break. The icing on the cake was I had I had like 7-8 suited. I'm in the big. Under the gun raises. Small blind call. It folds down to the small blind. He calls, so I'm getting good odds to call. I have a suited connector. Some people play loose under the gun because of the whole meta about it being the worst position, etc. So I call. I'm getting like 3-1 or something. I flop top 2. The flop's like 7-8, 2 or something. We check to the better. He bets. Small blind folds. I raise. The board's wet. It has like 2 clubs, 2 to a flush. I raise. He calls. The turn pairs the board with the top pair 8. So now I have a full house. I was kind of like, I'm gonna win this hand, but I'm probably not gonna make value. I bet again, and he snap calls, and I'm like, oh, this is great. Or no, I'm sorry, he snap raises, and I'm like, oh, this is awesome. I have a full house, and I jam. So I call obviously, and the board double pairs. He has queen 8, so he has trips. And no, the queen doesn't hit, but the board double pairs. I have what did I have, like 7-8 I said, and another 7 comes, so we split the pot. I was like, Jesus Christ, can't catch a break at 100 NL. So, just talking about downswings, they happen. I went to bed. I had tons of anxiety last night. Like, couldn't even fucking fall asleep. I was so anxious. I was so mad because I just hit 1,400. Now I'm back down to 1K, and it's been like a week. I've been at the same thing for a fucking week, and I just like my goal. It just seems like it's always like being delayed. My goals, which is to like grind 2-5 and move out and maybe move to Las Vegas or something. I don't know. I try not to think that far in the future anymore. But I woke up today, played for like 3 hours, ran so good. It wasn't even about running good. Like, just played my game again. Like, I just woke up and just told myself, like, you're gonna win. Just relax. Like, you made 1,000 off if you're down by four. It's gonna happen. So I grinded one. I grinded 50 and L. I had a maniac at my table who was just like, not only was he a maniac, he's put no pressure pre-flop, which was awesome. So I got to see all these flops with him. He was to my immediate left, which kind of sucked. But like the one hand, he just called my jam with pocket threes after the on the turn, and I had pocket jacks, and the flop was like king high. I mean, it was like ridiculous, and I made some of that money back. And, you know, I've been watching these videos by Andrew Nemi. He has a vlog. It was great because he was asked like, how do you deal with the downswing? He says, I look at my graph, I look at where I started, I look at that uptick and those little valleys of downswing always come back around. You start with a little and then you grind it back up, and all this money like that I've made, like, just remember that like you grinded it back up. The cards aren't going your way. You're not necessarily playing bad. Just keep your chin up and don't panic. Like in the past, I used to just panic when I would get a fat downswing and be like, "Oh, I'm gonna play higher. I'm gonna play blackjack. I gotta get a new job. I can't do this. I'm panicking." Then I think about it. Wait, I have 20 buy-ins. Like still, instead of having 30 or 25 or even 40, you still have 20. So just relax. Play your game. Sometimes the cards are not going to go your way like over and over, and it's going to be ruthless. Sometimes you have to fold for 5 hours straight. I mean, it's the game is ruthless, but just be like Matt Damon and Rounders, and like you just need to grind it out and work on your game and stop worrying about real life bullshit, because I mean, that's what it is. It's all this real life pressure that really gets to you, and sometimes it's hard to, you know, it's hard for me to, I go to a party and people, oh, what's going on? How do you, what do you do? And I pause because I'm like, I don't know, like, I guess I play poker. And when I used to play full time, I didn't even know what to say. It was like embarrassing. Not only that, like, they don't really believe you. I don't really believe anyone when I talk to them in real life, and they tell me that. I think everyone's bad at poker. That's just me being pretentious about poker. But I mean, I know like a couple of my friends in real life actually do grind for a living, but when I meet random people I don't know, especially from Cleveland, since I know every poker player in Cleveland, and they say that, I'm just like, okay. So then I switch spots with them, and it's like, whatever. So I'll get back to it, and I've got a ton of run good today. I'm back over 1K. I'm close to where I was, and just gotta keep grinding. Hope you like this video, guys. I don't know, it's kind of random. I just wanted to get my thoughts about downswings, because they are part of poker, and they suck. I mean, if there was no downswings, everyone would do this. You know, everyone would do this. It's how you handle yourself at the worst. When the cards come the worst is what makes a good player. So and I think after this is like, the 50th downswing I've had in my life. Finally, I'm just like finally getting immune to it. So all right, guys, I'll see you later. Peace out. Also, if there's any specific types of videos that you want to see, like more about uh, just sessions, more hand analysis, maybe more about like talking about poker life, or maybe seeing what I do in real life, or maybe even about film, since I love film, just let me know. It's tough because I only get 20 comments or 20 views. Sometimes I wonder why I'm making these videos, but they help me get through stuff, especially downswings like this. Alright, this is it. See ya.